Yeah, obviously, big focus on the home game this weekend, and then already got one eye on what the timeline is in the next 2 weeks, especially with some guys return to play. So some of those guys were sent home to rest up and refuel. Some of those guys will remain in Cairns to get the extra body of work in. But until then, we're 100% focused in, especially the next 2 days, on New Zealand.
Yeah, so what does that kind of preparation look like with, as you said, guys away, I suppose, and, a limited group here? What does that preparation kind of look like for that last game against New Zealand?
Oh, it doesn't change. Yeah, no, next week doesn't matter. Right now, the 2 days is business as usual. So we got half the group right now doing pep work. We've got the other half in the gym. We'll practice. Today's a high volume day. Tomorrow's more of a captain's run and play Friday.
Obviously, I'm sure you're not taking any team lightly, but New Zealand struggling themselves this season. Looking forward to having a chance on front court maybe to get a win before the break as well.
Well, they're still above us on the ladder, so I don't think we can take any luxuries against anybody. New Zealand's very well balanced. Sam Meninga's a tough pop threat. Then you got Jackson Cartwright, who's arguably one of the best point guards in the league. Everybody else in between is doing a great job filling their role. So, they've done a better job, especially in the last month and a bit. And, they've really started to hit some indicators, which shows they're on the up and up. So we want to make sure, obviously, we don't take anyone lightly. But at the end of the day is, we haven't won at home for a while. And so we've got to really make sure we focus in, again, for the full 40 minutes and not just play a half of basketball and think it's enough.
You've got to be quite happy with the boys. I mean, obviously you're kind of operating with about 7 people, and then there's 2 fouled off in your last game. I guess the scramble out there, you've got to be slightly happy with that.
No, and I said it to the guys afterwards. I said it in the presser. It's frustrating we didn't get the win. You don't want to take too much away from moral victories and everything else, but there's so many things we could have fixed during that Adelaide game, which would have got us over the line for the win. A lot of those fixes, right, is just by having a couple of extra people available with a certain particular skill set, which would have capitalised on those opportunities. But, we played 7 guys, and they played their hearts out and played hard and battled through some adversity and everything else we can talk about. No, look, it's frustrating we still lost, but it's good knowing that we are capable against a full-strength Adelaide who looked very good on their home court, and to lose it in overtime with, again, 2 guys start out, happy with the group.
Yeah. Obviously, just like Adelaide is a strength team and also one of the best teams in the league as well. You're coming up in overtime to then, I guess there's a bit of disparity elsewhere throughout the season. I guess what kind of is that about? Like, we're getting those really close to Adelaide and then having those bigger wins against teams who are a bit lower on the ladder.
Yeah, consistency is massive, but also continuity, right? We talked, for example, like Drew sort of being our point guard but coming in late, and so now he's sort of found his rhythm amongst the group and knowing where to find Jack at particular times, what offense to run for him. Then obviously adding the fact that, Jack came back from injury and we've moved some guys in and out of the lineup. Mo's been here for 3 weeks. Look, consistency starts with, who's available to train and who's available to play and trying to build some reps and hours in the trenches and whatever analogy we want to use. It's going to be no different when Wardenberg and Rain come back, right? We've got to reintegrate those guys back, and especially Wardenberg. So there'll be a bit of a teething process with that. It's not going to be an automatic fix. It's got to be, hey, we've got to allow these guys some time to get themselves back into a rhythm. We're going to try and fast track that as best we can, and the FIBA break helps it. But that's the reality where we're at this season.
Obviously, you'll be happy with Jack's performance as well on his career high. Andy, having him playing his best that game?
Oh, it helps, and this is where we need to get him some help. Jack right now is playing at a level which is super impressive. To almost single-handedly, get us over the line against Adelaide on their home court, we need a little bit more help, and we've got to get it from a couple of different areas. And once we figure it out, then Jack will have the help and support he needs. But the fact that teams can really focus in on him and him still be super productive is impressive. So, we put some stuff together for the NBL to have a look at. The way Jack plays is a bit physical and argy-bargy, and obviously he receives that treatment. Right now he sits 8th in the league for scoring average, but he ranks last amongst everybody in that group for free throw attempts. So when you compare that to, let's say, Bryce Cotton, who plays as a guard, and he gets over 7 attempts a game, and then JLA in Perth, who plays as a big, and he gets over 7 attempts a game. Jack, for us, plays both inside and outside, and he gets 3.5. So that's something we've addressed to say, look, here's Jack playing really good basketball for us. He is a focus. Teams are aware of that. Here's the treatment he's kind of receiving. We want to be a little bit more conscious of how he's being defended, and he should be rewarded with more foul shots. That's the simple message.
Is he still managing his wrist injury? I know when we spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, after he'd already come back and been playing well, but he still said he was managing pain. Is that still the case?
I mean, again, it's a testament to him. Like, we got guys right now that are playing hurt. You know, we got guys that are out injured, and we got guys in the lineup that are playing hurt. The FIBA break's going to be massive for him as well. Give us that extra time just to give him a better rest and recovery. But the way his injury is, it's just going to be something we're unfortunately going to have to manage for the season.
Just a quick one. Obviously, win-loss column aside, do you think that going through this first gauntlet of having 7 guys, key players out, will be good for the group as a whole collectively when they come back?
It would have been so easy off the back of a double to just roll into Adelaide and lose by 30, but we didn't. And so it shows the resilience of the group. Once we bring in some real big pieces, I mean, Wardenberg was our club MVP last year. He's arguably one of our best players in the team. Him paired up with Jack was always what the image was going to be. To have him and Rain come into the group, as well as Kyle and Stat and everyone else we've got sort of sitting out at the moment. Yeah, like, is that enough for us to be able to tip the balance and win at the end of regulation in Adelaide, then lose in overtime? For sure. But also, we don't want to sit here and just rest on that fact to think that is going to be enough. We need to keep building on what we're doing with those guys coming in, contributing, but not solely being the reason between winning or losing. We've got to keep stacking the days.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. You know, it's not ideal losing so many games and in big ways too. But I think the group as a whole has done a pretty good job of staying together, and no one sort of drifted away or whatever. We've stayed pretty close, which is a positive.
Sure. From your perspective, obviously you've taken on a larger role in terms of playing in the starting 5 and then playing some decent minutes with all these injuries that have happened. What's that been like for you to step into a bigger role for the side in terms of your on-court production?
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm sort of wherever I go, I'm there for whatever's needed. So whether that's sitting on the bench, training, starting, playing big minutes, playing no minutes, that's just whatever I need to do to help the team. Obviously, it hasn't ended up in wins, but if it helps a little bit, well then I'm happy.
How's coaching staff helped you? As you said, you kind of started with the team playing a handful of minutes, a few minutes here and there to playing a larger role. How have they helped you with the transition to where you're playing a larger role for the team?
Yeah, really good. He's always really open in his communication, which is great. Makes it easy and simple to do what I need to do. And they've been back to me and helped me a lot.
What do you make of this New Zealand match-up on Saturday?
It's a big game. We really want to get this one, especially leading into the FIBA break. So it'll be good to have that little break with a win. We're going. Compete as hard as we can, play hard, especially a home game. We want to get one for the fans.
What's kind of like the chat out there on the floor when obviously you're playing with 7 people and then you've got some people fouled off as well? What are we doing out there to kind of like keep those hopes high? And obviously you did on Sunday with that close game with Adelaide.
Yeah, just trying to stay positive, really. Reinforce the little things we need to do to help us win, and try not to buy into the negative stuff too much.
Well, I have one more. As far as Texas home court, so obviously you guys have already had the 1 win in Cairns. Are you guys making a real emphasis of hey, we want to come in and protect home court, protect our building when New Zealand comes in on Saturday, I suppose, at all? Yeah,
for sure. That's the fans look after us really well. They show us a lot of support, a lot of love. So what we got to do is to try and replicate that back to them by putting on a good show, whether that ends in a win, but we've got to put on a good performance and make it enjoyable to watch for them, and hopefully that ends up in a win.
Is it cool for you guys to see the fans still turn out, they still cheer, regardless of what the results have been or what the state of the game might be, that they still get up and about for a big game?
Yeah, for sure. It means a lot. Like, they care a lot up here. It's a community club. And it's great to be a part of, and it's pretty special when they keep turning up, even though we haven't put some of our best performances on.